Hi guys, it's Jen again. For those of you guys who don't know me, I'm a coach and I'm super passionate about empowering people to design the life and work that they dream of. In today's video, I'm going to talk about empowerment through quieting your inner critic. This video is for you if you want to have more positive self-esteem, more self-empowerment, less negative self-talk, and less limiting beliefs holding you back in your life. In terms of empowerment, people often think about being able to stand up to others. But you know what? There's somebody else we need to be able to stand up to, and that is ourselves. That's right, ourselves. And this shows up as our inner critic. So, what or who is the inner critic actually? The inner critic is that critical inner voice that shows up in our head and provides negative commentary. You can also call it negative self-talk. You may be familiar with this voice. It's the voice inside that says, "You're not good enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not worthy of love." Or it says, "No, you can't do that. You can't get the career you dream of." It can also show up as the imposter syndrome, which says to you, "You're going to be found out as a fraud." Pretty mean, isn't it? Recently, my inner critic has been showing up as, "You're not doing enough." But when I think about it, that's really crazy because I've been working really long hours, and actually this inner critic almost led to another round of burnout recently. Not only is the inner critic unhealthy for us if we let it take over, but it can create our limiting beliefs. And what are limiting beliefs? Limiting beliefs are beliefs that hold us back from what we want in our lives. They stop us from doing the things that we want, and they stop us from getting what we want. But it's natural to have them. They could come from many places in our past. They could come from what society tells us. They could come from our upbringing, maybe things that our parents said to us or modeled for us. Or they could also come from our cultural traditions as well. Wherever they come from, they often form from an early age. But I have really good news for you today. The good news is that we can quiet our inner critic voices and shed limiting beliefs that no longer serve us. When I work with coaching clients, we often work with limiting beliefs so they can achieve the things that they want in their lives. So I want to let you know that it is totally possible. We can be empowered to take a stand against our own inner critics. Now you may be wondering, okay, well, how the heck do I deal with my own inner critic then? Here are some steps that could help you. First, notice. When the critical inner voice shows up, pay attention to it, but don't be too attached to it. If it keeps showing up, are there any patterns that you notice? Awareness of our inner critic is key. The next step is to understand. Understanding allows us to have empathy and self-compassion for ourselves. Take a look at that inner critic and what it says. Where could it possibly come from? In terms of your past or conditioning, does it come from society, your parents, your culture, other people? I know that in my case, mine partially comes from my upbringing, as my mom was very critical. As an Asian American, there was a lot of pressure for me to succeed and do well and be perfect. And when I wasn't, I had a lot of criticism, unfortunately. I know that my mom really loved me and that she meant well, and I love her too, but that contributed to my inner critic. After understanding, the next step is to desire. Create desire to overcome this voice. Ask yourself, what amazing things would be possible in your life if you didn't have this inner critic? and if you didn't have your limiting beliefs. And then the next step is transform. Literally note and write down what your inner critic says, and then transform it into more positive and loving statements. For example, instead of "you're not doing enough," transform it to "I'm doing the best that I can given the time and resources that I have right now." And instead of "I am not worthy of love," transform it to "although sometimes I question my own worth, I am worthy and capable of love, and it starts with me first." So to repeat, the steps were notice, understand, desire, and transform. What happens when we stand up to our own inner critics? We have healthier and more positive self-esteem. That in turn allows us to have healthier boundaries with others so we can continue to empower ourselves and value our own self-worth. At the same time, it's a beautiful dance because the more we have healthier boundaries with others, the more we value ourselves and can in turn have healthier boundaries with ourselves and shush that inner critic. When we do that, we can bust those limiting beliefs that are holding us back. All right, that's it for today. I hope you guys found that video useful. I'll be making more videos to empower you to design the life and work that you dream of. So please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and see you guys next time. Bye.